Hi, it's Rebecca with Inner Power Training. I thought maybe I'd get a little bit crazy today with some of the stuff I've learned in this life. I used to always ask people when I'd get bored, what's the weirdest thing you've ever seen or heard in your life? And I would get some very, very interesting examples and answers, believe it or not. Like one time I was doing a seminar, 2 day seminar that I used to do. And I asked the question, and one woman said, when she was a little girl, she'd be lying in her bed, and this little, fully clothed, in leprechaun clothes, man would show up and stomp around on the top of her bed covers. He was dressed exactly like a leprechaun, and he would stomp his feet and pound his fist in the air and, move around. And she said, I wasn't imagining it because my sister could see it too. I thought that was a really good one. Little leprechauns. When I first started flying in 1967, I used to work a lot of all-night flights. I swear I would see little faces looking in the windows on these all-night flights from the airplane, outside looking in, like little air sprites or something. It really got my attention. And I also had these experiences where I would be flying along and I'd go up to the cockpit and look out over the land, when it was daytime. And I would honestly feel like I was having flashbacks to another time, like a very different civilization where we had flying machines that I was involved in, maybe Atlantis or Lemuria or someplace like that, where we flew around in these flying machines. I would get this very strong impression of that because, I started flying when I was 20. And when you're in your early 20s and your late teens and childhood, you're much closer still to the spiritual dimensions because you haven't, clogged up your mind with all this stuff that we take on in the human experience yet. We're still much more open. And another thing I used to do when we would fly the milk run up the coast of California from San Jose to Modesto to all these little stops along the way, we called it the milk run because it would leave early in the morning. And we would fly, I believe it was a 727, up and down, up the coast. And it was called the Milk Run. And one of the cities that we'd fly into, I think it was Modesto, would tend to get a lot of early morning fog. And the pilots would say, oh, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to land in Modesto this morning if the fog doesn't lift, because we needed a certain level of visibility to land the airplane. And I would always say, don't worry, I can make fog disappear. And I believed it. So I would do my thing. I would just totally believe that the fog wasn't going to interfere with what we were doing and it was going to dissipate, disappear. And it always did. I totally believe you can control the weather. I've seen it happen over and over again. Like we're supposed to be having this big nor'easter right now with major winds and, huge rainfall. It's barely even sprinkling out. And I never worry about the weather. I find people that didn't travel a lot like me do worry about the weather because they're kind of stuck in that one place all the time, year after year, until they take a vacation. And weather is a really big deal with a lot of people. But if you go within and you're at peace, you can actually just experience whatever kind of weather you want to create in your imagination. Many times when I'm meditating, I imagine that I'm on this beautiful beach in the Caribbean. I've been to a few, and some are so gorgeous and so relaxing. I remember one time I was on this beach. It was called Peter Island. Very, very nice, beautiful beach. Nobody was there. And I was just lying there looking out at the ocean, enjoying the gorgeous sunshine. And I can do that. I can go there in my imagination and feel like I'm there. And when I do, it totally relaxes me. So I'm able to visualize things that I want to manifest in my experience in the here and now much better. Because one of the secrets to being a good manifester is being totally relaxed and in the now. Because everything you desire is right here, right now. You may not be experiencing it in your 3D world, but in another parallel universe, you are experiencing it, or you wouldn't be thinking about it. So all you have to do is relax, go within, and believe that you can do these amazing things. I can't wait for more people to wake up in this 3D world so that we can all have better conversations about our supernatural powers and the things that we can do that are positive to move mankind forward, because this is the next phase of human evolution. More and more people are learning that what you think about and the program that's running in the back of your mind moment to moment is what you're creating in your three-dimensional world. And if you want to create something different, you need to reprogram. That's why I wrote my books. The first one I wrote was The Secrets of a Metaphysical Flight Attendant. It's my memoir. It talks about how I got to this place where I'm curious about all these things and some of the amazing experiences I had as a crew member, because I started flying back in the golden age of aviation, 1967. And you'll capture some of the feeling of what it was like to be flying back then in this book, my memoir, Secrets of a Metaphysical Flight Attendant. And then I decided to write some books specifically on manifesting. So I wrote The Secrets of Manifesting, a Practical Guide, and the companion book, which is The Secrets of Manifesting Mastery. Now, in the companion book, there is a 30-day journal in the back of it. And guess what? If you journal for a minimum of 30 days, right now I'm doing 90 days and I'm already up to day 75. And I'm telling you, if you write down a script that you desire to experience in your life in the present tense, and you have gratitude for what you already have, and you express that in writing in a journal, scripting, it's more powerful than just sitting and meditating even, because you can get very specific in the story that you're telling, and it will open up your thought, and you'll be able to come up with better and better ideas for what you want to be doing in your life right now. You'll get unblocked. So really, you've got a couple of months left in this year. If you get these books and you start doing the journaling right now, I guarantee you, you will get results. I have people that read these books every single day, and their lives are changing for the better. You need to do the inner work. I don't know why more people aren't really, really excited about that. I know we all get programmed, from the societies we live in and the negative forces that want to keep us from activating our spiritual power. But believe me, if you activate your spiritual power and you really work on developing that inner power, you will live life to the fullest, because you'll get rid of anxiety, you'll get rid of stress, you'll get rid of your fear of death. If you want to do a one-on-one with me, give me a call or a connection. Send me an email. Go to my website, rebeccatripp.com, and you'll see how you can get in touch with me.